622-2677. That's 360-622-2677. Or email us at churchwatch@olepen.com. That's the word church and watch at olepen.com, and let us know you're interested. We will get back with you about the time and place. And guess what? For Church Watch, this is Gordon Haddad.
The preceding was a paid advertisement.
It is really good to know that you have a neighborhood auto parts store right in Sequim and ready to help. A1 Auto and Marine, locally owned since even before the bypass. The A1 team prides themselves on locating hard-to-find car and truck parts. But if the parts are not immediately in the store, they often can be in the store early the next day. Find the experts at A1 Auto Parts in Sequim to keep you and your vehicle right on the road.
It's time to get up off that thing and bowl until you feel better. And Laurel Lanes in Port Angeles is here to help. Looking for a great family activity that's also great exercise? Bowling. Looking to have fun with your coworkers? Bowling. Need to get out some aggression? Therapy. Or bowling, whatever. I mean, both are good. Laurel Lanes is open 7 days a week with options to even rent the place out for your party. Call 360-457-5858 to learn more. Laurel Lanes, where bowling is fun.
I want you to imagine for a moment you're in a hospital. You are the patient connected to an IV bag. There's a constant parade of serious doctors, countless tests, endless pokes, and a serious diagnosis. Scary surgeries are followed by painful recoveries. You're in the hospital for days, weeks, months. Now imagine experiencing all of these things and you're only a child. This is why Starlight exists, to bring happiness to hospitalized children through programs that help kids cope, build resilience, bolster confidence, and change their outlook. Programs like gaming, virtual reality headsets, toy deliveries, radio flyer wagons, and cozy hospital gowns are just a few of the ways Starlight eases a child's hospital stay. Because happiness matters. Visit starlight.org to learn more.
Check on Business News is next.
Newsradio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Positive tone for stocks today. And you can thank Fed Chair Jay Powell for that. Powell testifying on Capitol Hill, suggesting the Fed is getting close to the confidence it needs to start lowering interest rates. Meantime, Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester says the central bank should be able to start cutting rates later this year, though she says she wants to see more evidence inflation is cooling first. Shares of NVIDIA sitting at a new record high. That's as the frenzy over AI and chip makers intensifies again. Watch out, though. Mizuho Securities is warning the gains for semiconductor companies could be dangerously excessive. And United Airlines is putting a ground stop on pilot hiring and also suspending training classes for new aviators. That's after pulling the Boeing MAX 10 aircraft from its flight plans for the year because of safety problems, including that Alaska Airlines plane with the door plug coming out mid-flight in January. United expects to restart pilot training classes in July. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Last check of the noontime road and traffic conditions next, brought to you by Angela's Furniture and by McCrory Carpet One.
It's the sale we wait for all year long, the annual Customer Appreciation Sale at Angela's Furniture. And there aren't enough minutes of airtime to list all of the incredible deals. You'll see huge price cuts on Stanton sofas, Lazy Boy recliners, America dining sets, Flex Steel sofas, and Sunny Designs accessory tables and consoles, just to name a few. Stop by, browse, and enter to win our drawing for $500, $1,000, or $2,000 in-store credit. Angela's Furniture's Customer Appreciation Sale, going on all month long.
McCrory Carpet One is part of a 1,000 store co-op. That means you get the competitive pricing of a big box store, but with a superior installation. Their team of professional installers are all employees who live here on the peninsula. Their installation teams take pride in their work because they know they're working for their neighbors and friends. Local craftsmen helping local people. Experience the difference. Always priced right and always done right. at McCrory Carpet 1.
News Radio KONP, traffic and roads.
Hey, no problems on the roads right now, just regular volume for the noon hour in Port Angeles and Sequim. No issues between the two cities. Hood Canal Bridge is open right now for traffic. That means you can get through just fine. No scheduled traffic closures coming there. And it looks like the ferries are on time. Heading out west, no problems on 101 or 112 out to Forks or out to Nia Bay today. So pretty good going. And we'll get another update on the drive home. Pepper will have that as part of the afternoon news about 4:20 here on KONP. Well, the DEA is warning online retailers the government will come after them if they continue to sell machines that can create pills that look like the real thing. ABC's Andy Field tells us it's a major way drug dealers are getting illegal drugs to Americans right now.
Drug overdoses killed more than 110,000 Americans in 2022. The DEA says pill pressing machines sold online created many of those deadly look-alike drugs.
They're fake pills containing fentanyl that are being made by the cartels to look exactly like real oxycodone, Percocet.
DEA Administrator Ann Milgram saying they've warned more than 450 online pill press makers to stop selling them outside legitimate drug companies. Andy Field, ABC News.
Well, a new FBI report shows a record number of online scams last year. ABC's Quinn Owen with more on that.
Victims reportedly lost more than $12.5 billion to online scams in 2023. According to the FBI, that's up from $10.3 billion the previous year. A senior FBI official saying the actual amount is likely greater than reported. The increase largely driven by a rise in cryptocurrency investment fraud. The typical scheme involving a scammer posing as a hopeful romantic partner or friend and then soliciting funds. That FBI official encouraging all victims to come forward. Quinn Owen, ABC News.
A Chinese national's been arrested in California, accused of stealing confidential trade secrets from Google's artificial intelligence program. ABC's Alex Stone with the details.
38-year-old Lin Wei Ding is accused of stealing secrets from Google's AI program while working undercover for two AI startup companies based in China, giving them Google's secrets. Prosecutors say 3 years into the job, he started stealing confidential trade secrets, including the building blocks of Google's data centers used for training AI computers. Ding is now charged with 4 counts of theft of trade secrets. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Speaking of technology, we check in next with Kim Commando in a Consumer Tech Minute. Remember, Kim's full show comes your way Saturday mornings 9 to noon right here on News Radio KONP.
Newspapers have been in a slow train wreck for at least 20 years. Nobody was paying attention when the advice columns, movie times, stock reports, weather, and just about everything else you once needed newspapers for moved online. But the one thing that did not move was the most important. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by Total AV. Get 85% off industry-leading security for all your devices at protectwithkim.com, protectwithkim.com. That one thing was the news itself, and that spells big trouble for us. The news business is very expensive. Ask Jeff Bezos how his purchase of the Washington Post is going. Vice is done, run out of money. A new website, The Messenger, ran out of cash in less than a year. More than a quarter of the newspapers that were in the business just 10 years ago are gone. Every other news company, the New York Times, NBC, Politico, the Associated Press, all of them cutting back. And we're left with social media news and big trouble. Join 500,000 folks who get tech smart the easy way with my free newsletter at getkim.com. 37,025-1. 3 numbers to remember to get the visibility and control you need to make the right business decisions instantly. 37,000, that's how many businesses have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system, streamlining accounting, financial management, inventory, HR, and more. And this year is NetSuite's 25th anniversary. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less. And finally, the #1. Because your business is one of a kind, NetSuite offers customized solutions for all your KPIs in one efficient system. It's one source of truth to manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. Everything you need, all in one place. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist designed to give you consistently excellent performance absolutely free at netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim to get your own KPI checklist free. netsuite.com/Kim.
News, sports, and information for the North Olympic Peninsula. We're News Radio KONP, Port Angeles, Sequim, a Radio Pacific station.
If you hate taking your furry friend to the vet, there may be another option for you. I'll tell you more after this.
Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we have named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
You've heard me talk about my own dog, Mason the Morkie, many times. Well, Mason, like many other pets, can get quite anxious when he goes to the vet for a regular checkup. This can be more than just an annoyance. It can actually affect blood tests or even a safe examination. But now we're seeing an explosion in telehealth for animal care. Pets are obviously very different than humans. And while certain aspects of veterinary medicine overlap with human medicine, not everything does. Some situations may lend themselves with quick telemed consults, but others may not. Talk to your veterinarian about whether or not this is an option and also whether it's appropriate for your fur baby. With Your Body, I'm ABC's Dr. Jennifer Ashton.
The key to unlock the next breakthrough in life-saving cancer research could be sitting in your driveway. Stand Up to Cancer's vehicle donation program makes it easy to turn your unwanted vehicle into funding to support innovative cancer research. These innovations lead to better cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment, which means we can help save lives right now. Cancer affects all of us. Today alone, 5,370 people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer. It will take all of us standing up together to put an end to it. So when you're looking to get rid of your old car, truck, motorcycle, RV, or boat, why not donate it to Stand Up to Cancer? Donating is easy and tax deductible. We'll even tow your vehicle for free. You can be a driving force in cancer research. Donate your car today. Visit standuptocancer.org/cars to learn more.
Rely on us for complete news coverage. We're Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles Squim, a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. At the State of the Union tonight, President Biden will deliver a speech on the challenges the nation faces at home and overseas. The Israel-Hamas war now entering its 6th month, and no deal yet on a ceasefire and hostage release agreement. Aides say the president will call for an emergency military mission to build a port on Gaza's coast to get critical aid in. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge has more from Tel Aviv.
President Biden's under pressure at home to tread that delicate line between not criticizing Israel as a key ally, but pressuring Israel to do something about the dire humanitarian situation in Gaza. And it shows the difficult politics right now between the Biden administration and the Israeli government. Israel insists it is doing what it can to get more aid trucks, crucially, into Gaza. But it really doesn't look, with this announcement, that the Biden administration is convinced.
Today, Attorney General Merrick Garland, speaking to members of the Anti-Defamation League, says threats against the Jewish community in the U.S. have surged since the Hamas attack.
The FBI reports that between October 7th, 2023 and January 30th of this year, the Bureau opened over 3 times more anti-Jewish hate crime investigations than in the previous 4 months.
In Texas, the Uvalde City Council releasing findings of its independent investigation into the 2022 mass shooting at Robb Elementary. Former Austin Police Detective Jesse Prado, who led the probe, cited a number of failures in the police response to the shooter, including a breakdown in communication between officers and Uvalde Police Chief Pete Arredondo.
There were problems all day long with communication, lack of it, and he would make phone calls but the officers had no way of knowing what was being planned or what was being said.
Word today, award-winning singer and actor Steve Lawrence has died. He was part of the duo Steve and Edie. He was 88. You're listening to ABC News.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Fertility clinics in Alabama have already scheduled embryo transfer procedures after the governor signed a new law protecting IVF patients and providers from legal liability. Clinics had closed over the state's Supreme Court ruling classifying frozen embryos as people.
There could still be a broader legal fight ahead here over IVF in the state. But for now, doctors at one of the clinics that had paused treatments tell us that they are relieved to move forward with their jobs.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze in Montgomery, Alabama. A new warning about ground cinnamon. The FDA says if you recently bought cinnamon at a discount store like Dollar Tree or Family Dollar, it may be contaminated with lead and should be thrown away. And if you own a Labrador Retriever, you already know they're always hungry, but now we may know why.
Labs are notorious eaters, but it turns out there is a reason why. According to a new study in the journal Science Adventures, about a quarter of all Labrador Retrievers and 2/3 of a less popular breed called a flat-coated Retriever have a mutated gene that makes them think they're more hungry than they actually are. And at the same time, it makes them burn food more slowly. It's kind of a double whammy, and something lab owners should keep in mind if they struggle to maintain their pet's weight. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Cole Brower from Long Island, now the first American woman to sail solo around the world. The 29-year-old just completed a 130-day, 26,000-mile adventure called the Global Solo Challenge. I'm Michelle Franzen.
Enjoy all the colors of the season. Your enjoyment starts now with help from Airport Garden Center. Airport Garden Center opened for business in 1977 as a pet, plant, and feed store by Eldora and Floyd Matthews. The family-run operation continues as Betsy and Mark Matthews are loving storekeepers to this day. Their family is dedicated to providing your family quality service and products for a fun, rewarding, pet, and child-friendly shopping atmosphere. Looking for a special, unique gift, Airport Garden Center is proud to support locally sourced items such as Full Moon candles and Pacific Rain Shadow Farms handcrafted soap and Miss B apiary honey. Go to airportgarden.biz for current specials or just stop on by. They love helping you plan this next season by offering monthly special savings. Airport Garden Center, planting knowledge and growing gardeners since 1977.
KONP News brought to you by RE/MAX Evergreen Real Estate. Outstanding agents, outstanding results, 457-6600. A vote in the House this week put Washington a step away from giving more than 1 million workers a shot at some degree of retirement security. If the Senate agrees as expected, the new Washington Saves program will enroll eligible workers in individual retirement plans funded by automatic payroll deductions in our state. The House vote on this came just a day before the state legislative session ends on Thursday.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast. Slight chance for isolated showers this afternoon. Otherwise, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Highs level off around 45. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Slight chance for isolated rain showers tonight. Lows dip down to about 40. Overcast skies. Isolated rain showers likely tomorrow. High of 47. Cloudy skies expected. I'm weatherology meteorologist Paul Trombley. Currently 45.
It's the Todd Ortloff Show on News Radio KONP. Now, here's Todd.
Hey, welcome to the program. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff today, but the first half of the show is dedicated to our big show coming up this weekend, and that's the KONP Home Show. The 39th run of the KONP Home Show is coming Saturday and Sunday to the Port Angeles High School Gym Complex again. Free is a very good price because that's what you'll pay to get in and to park and to take a shuttle to get from the lower outlots up there and all of that jazz as well. Anyway, we thought we would get spend some time today playing a few interviews and talking with some of the folks that are helping us put on the show, and then give you a little bit of a brief rundown of what you can expect there. So Amanda Bacon's joining me to help me do that.
Hi, Todd.
Hello, Amanda.
It's very rare for us to be on the TO show together.
Yeah.
I like it.
Normally this is in the morning we're doing this thing. So first of all, let's talk about what we have to offer. Now, you've been out with the KONP microphone the last couple of days talking with some of our sponsors, and we'll get to those in just a moment. But I want to start with what we have going on, because not only are we putting on the show, we also have a terrific,
drawing,
plural, lots of opportunity to win lots of prizes.
Yeah, we have a bunch of different prizes that you are going to be able to enter to win this year. It's not one big jackpot like it was last year. We actually more winners this year. So some of the things that you're going to be able to sign up for free, enter to win: Blake Shelton tickets, which is incredible. We have several of those to give away.
I know people that would like those tickets for one of two reasons. One, they like the country music he does. Secondly, they just want to look at him.
And those aren't mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. He's got a wide variety of fans.
He cuts a wide swath.
That's a good way to put it.
Yes. We also have I'm all thinking about Blake Shelton. Okay. Black Ball Ferry tickets we have, which are round trip fare, and this is for like car and driver and passenger. This is the big, really big stuff. Makita Powerhead trimmer from our friends at Angelus Millwork Hartnagel. All of these prizes, by the way, each of them in itself are over $100. So you're not going to get anything that's less than that. Right. We have cat and dog gift baskets, one specifically for cats, one specifically for dogs from our friends at PetSense. Kokopelli hook and line certificates, 100 at Kokopelli, 50 at Hook and Line. We're giving them away together, $150 to eat at two of our favorite restaurants. Field hall tickets, so you can use them towards any show of your choice. It's going to be basically it's a voucher for you to purchase tickets. SquatchCon tickets, which is a family pack of those. Caviar Jewelers gift card, $100, and $100 at Easy Pawn. We have that gift card as well. So there's lots and lots of things to sign up for. Enter to win each day that you're there, and you'll be entered to win any of those prizes.
How cool is that?
I know.
We're going to play our first interview right now, and we're going to go with the big sponsor, our title naming sponsor, the Clallam County PUD, who have been doing this for 20 plus years. They have been on board and helping us put on the show, and we couldn't do it without them. And they not only do all of the great partnership with us, but they put up a great display usually at the show right at the where you come in, and you'll get to see all sorts of things. I'm assuming you're probably going to talk about that during this interview. So,
yep, absolutely.
Want to lead into it? Tell me a bit about this. And we'll hear
so I got
you.
to sit down and talk to Matthias, who is the head dude over at Clallam County PUD, and we chatted about what you're going to see this year in the booth, what they're going to be able to specialty talk to you about, and some exciting things about their new payment system with their phone. So if you have a pen and paper handy, you should probably get that handy, because he will be giving you a phone number a little bit later into the interview so you can find out more. Well, it is almost home show time, and I have the fortune of speaking with Matthias today, who is like Mr. Clallam County PUD. You are the face, the voice, the knowledge of the PUD. And the PUD has been the major sponsor of our home show for as long as I can remember. This is our 39th year, and I think you guys have been sponsoring it for 52. I think that's how that math works. You've been around a long time. So, Matthias, tell us what we can expect to see from you guys at the home show this year.
This year, we're going to be out with the usual conservation stuff. I myself will be out staffing the booth on Saturday to talk about our rebates. The new thing that we're pushing is heat pump water heaters, but of course, we're also talking about the traditional heat pumps, ductless heat pumps. I will not be there on Saturday. Instead, my coworker Tyler will be there, who's our power analyst, who's also will be able to talk a little bit about rebate and incentive programs, but he's also a good guy to talk about if you have questions about the power system, where our power comes from, and those types of things, because that's Tyler's primary responsibility. All weekend long, we will have some of our customer service staff there to talk about the programs that we offer. So if you have any questions about your bill or anything like that, it's a great chance to come up and talk to our customer service staff. One thing that we're sort of pushing now, the importance to make sure that our customer has their latest phone number on file. It helps us out with outage reporting. So when you do experience an outage and you give us a call, if we already have your most current phone number on file, the minute we receive that call from you, we can identify where you're located and identify that as a location where we need to get out. So if you want to stop by our booth and just write down your phone number, and then that way we can follow up when we get back into the office, make sure we have the most latest up-to-date information in our system, which will help us get the power back up again as quickly as possible for everybody. Another thing we've been working on that would be good for you to talk to our customer service staff on is we're trying to make it a little bit easier and faster to pay your bills by phone. So the system isn't totally live and ready, but starting April 3rd, we will have a new phone number that you can use and call. The phone number is 855-943-3644. Of course, if you didn't have your pen ready, write that down yet, don't worry. You can stop by our booth and we will repeat it for you. It will be printed in a bill, so it'll be easier for you to find. But once that system is live in April, we should be able to cut down the time it takes to pay from around 3 to 4 minutes to about a minute and a half. So we'd love for you to come talk to our friendly, professional, great customer service staff to talk about those things that I just mentioned. And then, as always, part of the reason we like this partnership with KONP because it's a great chance for us to be out there, talk directly to you, hear from you what we're doing right, hear from you where we're not doing so right. We can have a conversation about it. We take it back to the office and we do what we can to help you out.
I love it. Well, you guys are always a great time. I always enjoy, our booths are right next to each other. So we get to see you guys all weekend long. And are you going to have a cutout for people to take pictures in again this year?
Absolutely. We will have a lineman cutout for you to take pictures. So bring your kids out for that. Amanda said I'm the face of the PUD. That is true at the home show. But let's not forget, at the end of the day, we exist because you like electricity and you like it reliable, and the true heroes are the linemen who are out there in the field, So bring your kids, get a cute picture with the lineman cutout. We'd really love to see you guys out there.
And that is a very good point. Every time the weather turns poopy and lines go down, I get to stay snuggled, safe in my house, and that is not the case for all of the men and women out there who fix the power lines. So again, thank you for the staff that you have assembled. Thank you for the group of workers that you have working basically round the clock sometimes to make sure that we're taken care of. So thank you for everything that you do for our community.
Yeah, we love being a part of the community. Clallam County PUD exists because you asked us to assist, and we're here to serve.
All right, well, make sure you come check them out at the KONP Home Show.
And we're previewing the KONP Home Show coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at the Port Angeles High School Gymnasium Complex. Back with a couple more interviews from our big sponsors and a little bit more about what you can expect at the home show right after this.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on Newsradio KONP.
I understand that as our world becomes more automated, receiving personalized service from a real person is more meaningful than ever. I'm Dan Shappy, and as a farmer's agent, I know a thing or two about how to help you select the insurance you want so you can
protect what matters most.
Call 360-681-0696 to learn more and chat with me, a real person and experienced farmer's agent, today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Homeowners, are you tired of climbing the ladder year after year to clean your gutters? Then come see Leaf Guard at the KONP Home Show. LeafGuard is a maintenance-free gutter, the only patented one-piece seamless gutter system. With LeafGuard, get a clog-free guarantee and lifetime transferable warranty. Get it today, protect it for life. And listen up! Don't miss this exclusive LeafGuard special for you at the KONP Home Show. LeafGuard, get it today. Protect it for life.
Welcome to Volunteer Spotlight, sponsored this time by Brown's Outdoor. This is Alan Barnard, and this Volunteer Spotlight shines on the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Olympic Peninsula, who serve children and teens in Port Angeles and Sequim year-round. The clubs focus on providing academic support, career exploration, healthy lifestyle programs, and caring adult mentoring in a safe environment. Healthy meals and snacks are also served daily. Children attend the clubs for an affordable $30 annual membership fee, and scholarships are available upon request. The clubs serve more than 375 kids per day, so when school's out, they're in. It's said that service is the rent we pay for our space on Earth. That's why we present this Volunteer Spotlight, sponsored by Brown's Outdoor.
Hi, it's Tracy here with Tri-State Roofing. Thank you for trusting us for the last 20 years as your 5-star award-winning contractor on the Olympic Peninsula. Stop by and say hi at KONP's Home Show, March 9th and 10th at the Port Angeles High School Gymnasium. It's free. We also have some exciting news at Tri-State. We listen to you, and we are opening our new second office in Sequim located at 151 Hooker Road. We are celebrating that with a grand pre-opening special and an incredible financing program. Project now, pay later. From roofs, energy-efficient windows to siding, gutters, patio covers, and doors. Locally owned, and we do it all. Have you noticed any missing or cracked shingles? Time to have Team Tri-State inspect your roof. We got you covered. 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 18 months on approved credit. You have my word on it. Tracy with Tri-State. See you at the show March 9th and 10th.
253 Roofing or online at tristate.pro.
Tri-State Roofing, we got you covered.
All right, we're previewing the KONP Home Show, which is coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday up at Port Angeles High School in the gymnasium. It's free admission. Amanda Bacon joining me as we go through some things. Maybe a quick little rundown of, we mentioned earlier today on the Morning Scramble, we've got a lot of new folks coming.
We do.
And which, that's always fun.
We do. And I just want to kind of give a shout out to a couple of our newest sponsors this year. So, of course, we have our presenting sponsor, Clallam County PUD. We have our major sponsor, Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment Sales, as well as Lumber Traders. You know them as Angeles Millwork and Hartnagel and Angeles Rentals. New this year, we have Tri-State Roofing, who we just heard from. They are our Saturday broadcast partners, so we're very excited to have them on board. Big news for our community corner, which is in the concessions area and boasts 8 nonprofits in our area who are doing tremendous work in our community. That is the WaFed Community Corner. They are our newest sponsor this year, sponsoring that so that all of those nonprofits didn't have to pay a thing to come and talk to anyone, which is very cool. Yep. So thank you to WaFed for that. That's a big thing. And of course, WaFed and Sequim. Peninsula Bottling is our concessions sponsor this year. They're part of every event that we do, and now they're a part of the home show. This was the only event that they weren't really a part of, and now they are. And then, of course, Fogtown is our food vendor this year, and we were talking about it this morning, and Fogtown is going to have delicious sandwiches and paninis and everything, but they're also going to have Toga's tomato bisque soup. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm going to the show this year. And the Kiwanians,
they're going to do hand-dipped ice cream, right? Yeah, right.
Yes. I know.
So if nothing else, you're going to have plenty of choices for some food.
Yes, and we want to say a huge thank you to Seven Cedars Casino because they are providing our shuttle for all of our goers. So if you park in those lower parking lots and you want to ride the shuttle up, that is brought to you by Seven Cedars Casino, and they're taking care of that for you guys.
All right, Leets is also a sponsor on board with us, and you had a chance to get on the phone earlier with Ed. Yeah. He was somewhere trying to get over a mountain. Yeah, literally. But we got a chance to talk about their involvement with the home show.
It is my pleasure to be speaking with Ed Leitz of Leitz Farm Supply and Equipment Sales. And Ed, Leitz is once again one of our major sponsors of the 39th annual KONP Home Show. Thank you for being a part of it again. We are excited to see you up there. I know you're going to have major display space outside and inside. What are some of the things that we can expect to see from you this year at the Home Show?
Hi, Amanda. Thank you. This is I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. So we're going to have a little bit of everything. I believe we're going to have some jewelry and some purses there for purchase. We're going to have some dog food, pet food, livestock feed, so that you can see what we offer, some of the different brands that we offer. We're also going to have equipment outside. I know we're going to have at least 2 trailers. We're going to have a couple of tractors, an LS and a Bad Boy tractor for you to come check out.
Wow.
And we're going to have some mowers as well, some zero-turn mowers.
Are we able to sit on and touch these things to see how they feel?
I think you'll be able to see a couple of them anyway. Some of them are going to stay up on the trailers, but I think we're going to bring a couple of them down.
That is so exciting. So you talked about having all of this, food and grain and all this stuff there, that some of the things that you can find at your retail location. Are people going to be able to purchase things that they find there? And do you guys have any specials that you know about that are going to be going on during the home show?
I know we are going to have some specials. I'm not exactly sure what those are just yet, but we are going to have some sales going on, and yes, we will have items there for purchase. Like I said, we're going to have some Montana Silversmith jewelry there. We're going to have some purses and bags from Montana West, and we should have a few bags of feed that you can purchase as well.
Now, I was talking to Denise, and it sounds like you guys might have a guest at your booth as well, or some young guests at your booth.
That is correct. Yes, the Clallam County Junior Livestock Auction kids are going to be there doing a bake sale as well.
Oh, see, you had me at bake sale.
Yes, yes, I like my cookies too.
I just love that you guys support such an incredible organization, and that you would give some of your space to them to really help show what they do and showcase what they do. I think that's so great. You guys are such a huge part of this community and are involved in so many different things. I mean, do you even have a list or an idea of all of the different organizations that you are a part of or support?
Well, I mean, there's a few. We support a couple of softball teams at Port Angeles, little league softball. We are one of the boosters for Port Angeles High School baseball team. We try and help support the football program as well. And my kids have grown up through these programs, and they're important to us, and we just do what we can to support the kids. I mean, that's our next generation, right? And we do what we can. We always wish we could do more, but we support where we can.
I think that's incredible. When people come up to the show, they're going to see, a few of the things that you have to offer. But outside of this gymnasium and the booth space limitations, when they come to the retail place on Old Olympic Highway, you guys have everything from like fencing to beef jerky.
Correct. Yeah, no, there's a lot of things that people know us for, and there's a lot of things that people don't know us so well for, and we do. We are a full service farm supply store from top to bottom, everything from feed and fertilizer to fencing and supplements. But we also have a full service hydraulic department. We have Jeremiah and Michael are our small engine mechanics, and they do an incredible job. We have a full-service shop where we work on tractors and mowers, and we've actually started bringing in some diesel pickups here lately as well.
Wow.
They are just wrapping up an engine swap. They did a head on another one. So we're very diverse, and we have a huge fleet of delivery vehicles. So anything that you buy in our store, whether it be, onesies or, 1,000, we can deliver anything
Wow.
to your door. We have the capability to deliver any size, anything.
And then also, as far as the repair and the machine and the hydraulic and stuff like that, you're one of the only local places that people can actually get farm equipment serviced around here, right?
That is correct. We have a lot of competitors that sell products, but especially the big guys, they don't offer any kind of service at all. In fact, they can't even pre-inspect them themselves.
Oh, wow.
So you don't, if you buy a mower from this place or that place, you don't really know if it's even been inspected. You might take it home and it's not going to run. But we do. We service everything that we sell, and we'll even PDI somebody else's equipment if you choose not to buy it from us.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. And I think the big takeaway from that, obviously, besides shopping local and supporting local, is that, the faster you can get it into a local place and have them fix it, the faster you can get it back on your property and doing what you need to do and what you got it for, the job that you got it for.
Well, that's just it. You bring it into us, we're going to get on it as quick as we can, especially if you bought it from us. I mean, we pride ourselves on having returning customers, and not just returning customers, but the biggest compliment that we can get is when a customer is so happy with their tractor or so happy with their mower and their experience with us that they send their friends in.
I love it.
You can't get any better than that.
Well, Ed, you are awesome. I so enjoy getting to work with you and getting to torment you when you're up at the show. It's a fun little game we have, Where's Ed? And I know that you like to sneak in. And then
better have your head on a swivel because I'm going to get you.
Well, we look forward to seeing Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment Sales up at the 39th Annual KONP Home Show this weekend, and thank you again for being one of our major sponsors of this event. We could not do it without you.
It's our pleasure. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be part of it.
Thank you, Ed.
All right, Ed leads the crew. They'll be there with all sorts of great stuff for us to check out at the home
and that
show.
bake sale.
And that bake sale. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's all you had me at bake sale. All right, one last check-in with our major sponsors, and that's Lumber Traders. They've been on board as a major sponsor for a number of years now, and they're back again this year, and you had a chance to, you want to talk into this one?
Yeah, I got to talk to Josh, who does a lot of the stuff for a lot of the marketing, and new this year for them is Angelus Rentals, which their shop is now open, and you'll be hearing more about them later. But we talk about this... You're going to want to listen to this one. They're offering something at the home show this year that you can only get at the home show and only home show weekend. So get on it.
Listen up. Here you go.
The 39th annual KONP Home Show is right around the corner. In fact, it is this weekend. I can see it from where I'm sitting right now. It's that close. And I get to talk with my buddy Josh, who works and mans all things advertising and radio and print here at Lumber Traders. But Lumber Traders is just one umbrella of this company. Josh, I want you to tell us all about the many facets of this employee-owned organization.
Yeah, for sure. So we have obviously what's been here since 1906, which is Angelus Millwork and Lumber Company over off of C Street. And we also have Hartnagel Building Supply. It's been around since 1960. And obviously our new store, Angelus Rentals Equipment and Supply off of Lincoln, 520 South Lincoln Street.
That place looks amazing.
It's almost there. Just wait. We've spent a lot more money that you can't see yet. So it's coming. It does look great. We're really excited about how it's looking. We're even more excited about how it's going to look. So we're probably a couple months off from being done, but we are open.
So when people come up to the home show this weekend, and first of all, let me say a huge thank you to you guys for being one of our major sponsors of the home show. When they come up to the show this weekend, what are they going to be seeing from you?
So first of all, we have two booths. We have the Angelus Millwork and Hartnagel booth. So in that, we brought two of our best salesmen in. And instead of trying to sell a bunch of stuff at the show, we really just want to kind of have this kind of meeting place to talk to attendees about what are their home projects for this year. Obviously, We have everything and anything related to home improvement or building. And I know a lot of people each year around this time are thinking about what are we going to do in the summer, So we brought two of our best salesmen, and they are totally prepared to talk about your project. There's no pressure sales going on at the event. It's really just something to let's talk about what you're trying to do, what materials we have, how we can provide them. And we have this killer coupon book that's hopefully going to be an incentive for you guys to keep shopping local. So,
wow.
Yep.
So if I do want to buy something at the show, will you have stuff on display there that I can take with me?
No. We're making this easy on ourselves as well as the attendees. Most of our stuff anyway is do you have a large truck, or, how are we delivering it for you today? So we will have everything on sale at our stores. Awesome. So please come by the stores after you've talked to one of our salespeople, and they'll hook you up with a bunch of connections and stuff so you can complete whatever you're looking to complete this year.
What's something new and exciting in the industry for 2024 that you're going to be talking about at the show or displaying at the show that maybe people would want to know about that they might not know about yet?
I think, for the most part, everyone's really talking about Angelus Rentals. Obviously, we have the new store. We're not just doing rentals out of that store. We obviously have a lot of retail stuff going in there. We have Husqvarna, which is coming in, which is new for us. So we have a full line of arborist tools and equipment, larger power equipment like chainsaws and outdoor power equipment. I believe they bought into some really cool robotic mowers that actually do very high slope. So our area type of mowing, and I think they do up to 2.5 acres, and they do large slopes. So that was kind of cool.
I love robots. I think that's amazing.
They are taking over, right?
If they want to take over and mow my lawn, right. I am down with that.
No one's arguing with that.
Well, tell people, some of the specials that might be happening at the store. So they're going to come see you. They're going to see all this great, knowledge that you guys possess because you have been around for over 100 years. What are some of the specials they're going to find in store?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is we have this coupon book that basically has savings on every single department that we have, from decking to windows to doors. You name it, we have a discount in there, and some of the deals are, let's just say we've had some salesmen kind of not be super happy with us. It's oh my gosh, we're going to be inundated with about a ton of people wanting these deals. The nice thing is the deals last all year. Wow. So there isn't even a time period. Come to the show, talk to us about your project, get the coupon book. It's the only place we're handing them out. Mm-hmm. So once the home show is over, they're getting destroyed in a secret facility in Wyoming or something.
By the robots.
Absolutely.
Josh, thank you so much. And thanks again to Angelus Millwork, to Hartnagel, to Angelus Rentals for being such a huge sponsor of the 39th annual KONP Home Show. We just couldn't do it without you guys. And we just thank you so much for your support all year long and for this major event.
Absolutely. We're happy to see you guys this weekend.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on Newsradio KONP.
Red Carpet Car Wash in Carlsberg is always adding to the list of things they provide to keep your vehicle looking brand new. The full detail shop is just one more service to check off that list. Not only will your interior and exterior shine, your engine will sparkle too. Red Carpet is also getting some winter upgrades, including new equipment in the manual bay and new vacuums. Call Kyle today and let him get you scheduled for your red carpet treatment Tuesday through Saturday. 360-461-0826.
Did you know that hot water accounts for 15 to 20% of your electric energy use? Hi, this is Clallam PUD. Let's talk about heat pump water heaters, or hybrid water heaters. A heat pump water heater uses fans and an evaporator to efficiently extract warmth from surrounding air, saving you up to 60% on your electric water heating costs. The PUD currently has an instant rebate of up to $900 when using a participating installer, or $600 if you're installing it on your own. Plus, the federal government is offering a $2,000 tax credit. Visit ClallamPUD.net for more information.
Hi, it's Tracy here with Tri-State Roofing. Thank you for trusting us for the last 20 years as your 5-star award-winning contractor on the Olympic Peninsula. Stop by and say hi at KONP's home show, March 9th and 10th at the Port Angeles High School Gymnasium. It's free. We also have some exciting news at Tri-State. We listen to you, and we are opening our new second office in Sequim located at 151 Hooker Road. We are celebrating that with a grand pre-opening special and an incredible financing program. Project now, pay later. From roofs, energy-efficient windows to siding, gutters, patio covers, and doors. Locally owned, and we do it all. Have you noticed any missing or cracked shingles? Time to have Team Tri-State inspect your roof. We got you covered. 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 18 months on approved credit. You have my word on it. Tracy with Tri-State. See you at the show March 9th and 10th.
253 Roofing or online at tristate.pro.
Tri-State Roofing, we got you covered.
Talking with the guy who's going to be in Port Angeles this Saturday night at Field Arts and Events Hall. Chase Padgett joins us. You may know Chase as being one of the semifinalists on Alter Ego, the avatar-based singing competition on TV nowadays, and also is quite the accomplished musician, actor, and comedian, too, on his own. He's bringing his show Six Guitars to town. It's a 2-act, one-man show with music, comedy, and a whole lot more, and Chase joins us on the phone this afternoon. Hey, Chase, thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to talk about the show.
So let's do that. This is an interesting show. I've watched some video of you. Tell us what people are going to see when they come see you on Saturday night here in Port Angeles.
Well, I oftentimes do the show and do a little disclaimer up top, and I say this show is not quite a play. It's also not quite a concert, and it's also not a stand-up comedy or improv special. It's actually a hybrid of all of those elements in a single one-man show. And I've been doing it ever since 2010. I've gotten to do it all over North America. I've done it in Scotland. I've done it in South Korea. And no matter what you're into, there's something in the show that's definitely going to be for you.
So I got to ask you, Six Guitars, it really, you have, Alter Ego really is a good way to put what you do here, because your show takes on a different little personality through all of these different styles that you play the guitar and you interact with the audience. So explain a bit, how did this all come together? What made you decide that this would be a great way to do a show?
Yeah, totally. So for those not familiar with the premise of the show, there aren't 6 physical guitars on stage. I play 6 different characters, and each one plays a different genre of music through guitar: blues, jazz, rock, classical, folk, and country. So it actually really all started because I have such an eclectic background as a performer. I started in Orlando, Florida, where I got a music degree from the University of Central Florida. Killer faculty over there. But while I was doing that, I started taking improv classes at a place called the SAC Comedy Lab, where Wayne Brady actually got his start. And I've gotten a chance to play with him a couple times throughout the years. So on top of those 2 things, I also started working at the theme parks as an actor. So for basically all of my 20s, either I was going to music school or doing improv at night or doing shows on the weekends to pay for music school. So doing characters and music all in one, it just felt like a good mix for me.
A little bit later on, I'm going to play a bit of the trailer that you have as part of your promotional stuff. I think people will get a little flavor through that as to what they can expect.
Yeah.
So but most people probably looked at you when you pitched this is going to be your show, saying, hey, you don't do that. You got to pick one.
Right. You know what, though? I think that's one of the nice things about sort of remixing or finding the crossroads. Blues reference, you're welcome. About putting together different mediums of art forms, Like for an example, if you ever look at video of like Meatloaf at his heyday with Bat Out of Hell, that is theatrical. Mm-hmm. That is a rock musical, right? If you look at any of the big acts that are really amazing right now that are comedic, a lot of them have musical elements, like Reggie Watts, right? Or Bo Burnham. I always felt like if you can paint with that palette, paint it. Just fill the whole canvas. And that canvas, for me, is the stage, as cheesy as that sounds.
A loaded question. Do you have one favorite genre, though, that you particularly like to do?
You know what? I got to tell you, The one that I do the most that isn't really in the show is like classic soul and R&B. The reason why I got on Alter Ego in the first place is because I have like a weirdly bluesy singing voice, which has always been the case. So to play that genre of music, classic soul, R&B, that encompasses many of the genres that are in the show. Blues, jazz, there's some rock elements in there too. You know, so for me to do the show, I kind of love them all, and it really depends on my mood. But if it's outside of the show and it's just me playing music for myself, it's usually like Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, Bill Withers kind of stuff.
You got to figure out a way to get that into your show, it sounds like, maybe.
You know, I think 6 is enough.
Yeah,
if I jump the shark to 7, I might as well just add a trumpet. Let's just go crazy.
I love to give this, describe it, call it the elevator speech, right? You get on an elevator with me, we got 30 seconds. Tell me what you do. The best way to describe this phenomenon of Chase Paget right now in 6 guitars.
I bring to the stage music, comedy, and characters in a unique format that is unlike anything else you're going to see from anyone else. Frankly, it's both theatrical, it's both comedic, and it's both musical all in one.
All right.
And it's also a fair bit of improv in there, too. Like the first act, I actually close with improv song based on an audience interaction right in the front row.
And I was just going to say, I mean, having watched some clips of you and doing your performances, it's very much an audience interaction type of a feel.
That is true. I don't want to give the impression, though, that, like, everyone's going to get skewered or whatever. I mean, like, most of the show is definitely scripted, and, but there are certain crowd work bits that, just because I've done it, I've done the show over 700 times now, even if the audience really gives me something I've never heard before, I can usually get it to a place where we're all going to be okay.
Very good. Is there a character that's tougher to do than maybe another? I don't want to say you struggle with it, but one that you really have to work at to feel like you're doing it well.
You know what? Yeah, totally. So, demographically speaking, the blues guitarist is the furthest away from me, but because I've always had like a weirdly soulful, bluesy singing voice, that one musically has always been very close to my heart. The character that I think is actually the trickiest to thread the needle on is the jazz character.
Okay.
Because he's based on a professor I had in college, and I want the jazz genre of music to be respected, but that character, there's no villain in the show, but that's the guy that, I want the audience to love to hate him a little bit, because he's a little snooty. He smells his own farts about jazz a little bit, and that's a fun thing to poke fun at, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I also don't want to lose the majesty of jazz in that joke, so it's a bit of a tightrope walk.
You alluded to this as my next question. These characters, they're based on folks that you've encountered in some sense, because that's really the only way you can develop a good character. So tell us a bit more about some of these others.
Yeah, totally. So the blues character, Tyrone, he is based off of an amalgam of characters. I've had the good fortune of seeing Buddy Guy and B.B. King live, and those were like seminal moments of like, that's how you entertain a crowd. That is how you play that music. But there was an early influence, very personal in my life, that really influenced that character too. My high school band director, Melvin Maxwell, there's a lot of him in the blues character too. In fact, I just got dinner with him last week, and I got to like share. I haven't seen him in years, and I got to tell him like, "Hey, man, you really changed my life for the better." And he actually saw 6 guitars many years ago, and it was just it was transformative. Yeah. Jazz guy, classical guy, based off of college professors I had at UCF. Folk guy is really just kind of based off of this sort of like local, almost like semi-kids musician in the small town I grew up in Florida. Just like real bright and sunny. Hi, everybody. Hello. Let's sing about our feelings. And rock guy is kind of like what I was like in high school. Country guy is a bit of an amalgam between like the best parts of my dad and another sort of studio session guy named Tom Bukovac in Nashville. So blues, jazz, rock, and the classical guy, I think I said this, he's based on a professor I had in college.
Yeah, got it. All right. It'll be a lot of fun. Boy, did you ever think that you'd get to where you were playing all of these different kinds of genres on one show. Most people when they study an instrument or they study a craft, they kind of start to gravitate one place, and then they never really get a chance to go back and play some of the other styles that maybe they liked.
You know what though? It's kind of like cuisines or spices. Like sometimes you'll get a hankering for Italian, and the next day you want Thai, and the next day you want barbecue. For me, it's all kind of similar to music. Sometimes I'm really in the mood for a classical piece. Sometimes I'm really in the mood for jazz, and that just kind of gets reflected in my not just tastes but curiosity towards music. I've always been and remain to be curious with music. So for me, it's just following whatever kind of piqued my interest at a time, and then it just gets folded into the plan.
If you'd like to see Chris Padgett on us, I have for the next 3 callers each, I'll give you a pair of passes to go see his show this weekend at the Field Arts and Events Hall. Just call right now, 360-457-1450, and we'll set you up with a pair of passes.
I understand that as our world becomes more automated, receiving personalized service from a real person is more meaningful than ever. I'm Dan Shappy, and as a farmer's agent, I know a thing or two about how to help you select the insurance you want so you can
protect what matters most.
Call 360-681-0696 to learn more and chat with me, a real person and experienced farmer's agent, today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Red Carpet Car Wash in Carlsberg is always adding to the list of things they provide to keep your vehicle looking brand new. The full detail shop is just one more service to check off that list. Not only will your interior and exterior shine, your engine will sparkle too. Red Carpet is also getting some winter upgrades, including new equipment in the manual bay and new vacuums. Call Kyle today and let him get you scheduled for your red carpet treatment Tuesday through Saturday. 360-461-0826.
At McCrory Carpet One, they know how important it is to feel confident in your flooring selection. You want to know it's going to look exactly the way you want it once it's installed in your home. That's why they offer their one-of-a-kind guarantee, making sure you're 100% happy that the floor you've created together is as beautiful as the one in your dreams. If not, they'll replace it for free. That's what they call the Beautiful Guarantee. Peace of mind is yours with every installation. Always priced right, always done right. McCrory Carpet One.
Talking about something that's kind of exciting that has to do with one of our local state parks, and that's Squim Bay State Park. My pleasure to have with us Stacy Coltrane. She's a ranger there, and also managed to get a really neat grant, a federal grant basically, and has launched a new program that's going to be running through Squim Bay here this year as well. So Stacy, first, thanks for breaking yourself away from the park for a little bit to come talk with us today.
Thank you very much for having us. We're happy to spread the word.
Let's go back to last year. This is when you found out you were awarded a No Child Left Behind grant. So explain a bit about what that is, and then what you're going to use that money for.
Okay, so it's called No Child Left Inside. So it's a little bit of a like a play on the other federal grant, but it's federal grant, and then Washington State offers it. So I applied for it about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and then I just asked for a very measly $30,000 compared to the $75,000 that other people were asking for, and was awarded the $30,000. So with the way the grant works is you have to match 25% of that. So State Parks is matching $7,500, so $4,000 of that is my salary and time that the Parks is donating, and then as well as $3,500 for the use of Ramblewood Retreat Center for free. So that's how we're able to do it. So we have basically $22,500 to kind of play with, and then the way we're going to do it is just try to bring as many kids into the outdoors as we can, getting them into the nature and just being able to experience that for the kids who have never been exposed.
And I tease that, yes, last hour when I was going to talk about, we were going to chat about this. This really is geared for kids who normally wouldn't get a chance to go even to a campsite, let alone get out of the house in general. So what are you going to do programming wise? Anything special when you bring them here to Squim Bay?
So each group will get to pick like their big adventure and kind of what they want to do for that weekend. But we will be offering, depending on the time of the year, in the winter we'll be offering snowshoeing if they come up during that season. If they come up, fall, spring, and summer, we'll be doing, just hiking, mountain biking, regular bike riding, kayaking, paddleboarding.
are going to be like the major like adventures, and then we'll also offer different things back at Ramblewood Retreat Center, like different classes like fire building, like wilderness CPR and first aid and other like painting and things like that.
Yeah, and I should have pointed this out. You alluded to this. You're using kind of all of the state park facilities, if you will, that are around Sequim Bay, not just Sequim Bay, Ramblewood, also Miller Peninsula as well, right?
Yeah, so Miller Peninsula is 3,000 acres and over 20 miles of hiking trails. So there's plenty of old growth vegetation and fungi, flora, tree identification, wildlife, and just so we'll be able to use all of them. And then we're also, of course, coming up and playing in the Olympics as well a lot.
Right. So the question is, where do you get the kids? How do you reach out? How do they apply? How does this happen to get your campers?
Yeah. So right now we are working with several different youth organizations. We had our very first trip 2 weeks ago. So that was our kickoff trip where a group called Yeti, they are based out of the Highline School District over in the SeaTac area. They brought 8 of their teenagers, ranging from ages 14 to 18, along with 2 other staff members, out to us. And we got to go up into the Olympics and play up on Hurricane Ridge for 5 hours. And then we'll also be working with the Braided Seed, which is a primary African-American organization, and they'll be coming in August. And then I just spoke with the Boys and Girls Club here of the Olympic Peninsula, so Sequim and Port Angeles kids.
So you can get some local kids too.
And they we have a trip planned for them at the end of August, so they're going to be partnering with us as well.
Excellent. You mentioned you went for the measly $30,000. Hey, I guess I'll ask this. Now, do you wish you asked for more?
Well, so we have to match it 25%.
Okay. So
it's what the parks, it's really what, State Parks is willing to let me ask for. A lot of the times I have an amazing area manager and regional manager who were behind me this whole way and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able, to get this program off the ground. So I will continue to ask for more and to apply for more grants. And if I can get my hopefully goal is to get, more private donations. And then the bigger, the more money we have, the more trips we can offer. And then we're able to offer it to more kids more often.
So you envision this as kind of standing on its own at some point. It sounds like if you can get it going, you get some donors behind it too.
Yes, I would like to continue to grow it. And, of course, with State Parks' help, I know, they'll continue to back it because it's a great program, for the youth and just to get kids outside. And then I would eventually, if possible, if everything's willing and we'd be able to offer it statewide at some of our other retreat centers, would be great to be able to offer to kids all over across the state.
And that's what I was going to ask you. This is unique. I mean, is anybody else doing this same type of thing in a state park in Washington right now?
The same thing. So we have a folk art department for state parks, and they have run several programs where I mainly got this idea from, and it's called Sundays Outside. And they bring families and youth out to different activities around the state and around Western Washington. And when they came, they've stayed at Ramblewood twice now, and I've gotten to be a part of that whole program, and it was just amazing to get to see people and kids get so excited about being out there for the first time. And that's really where this idea for Roar really kind of sparked for me when I got to watch them kayak for the first time, and they were just so excited.
When you said we got a letter from you about this kind of, and it intrigued me, and that's why we decided, hey, we should have her talk, because I think a lot of people don't think about state parks having a program like this. I mean, we know that all is hey, I take my camping gear and I go to a state park or something like that. But, there's a pretty robust outreach or an educational component to the park system.
There is. We try to, really educate all of our visitors, not just on the natural resources we have, but also how to honor our beautiful lands and how to help and give back and try to keep it as natural as possible a lot of the times, and then also how to recreate safely, but then still preserving everything you have. So
you have a pretty unique facility, though, for pulling off this program. I mean, the Ramblewood Center is kind of a nice place, and you've got, as you mentioned, sprawling areas around that. Maybe a lot of folks, all of the state parks have their own amenities, but you got a lot of them pretty nearby.
We do, yeah. So each, we have different regions throughout the state, and then each park is broken down into areas, and then you'll have what we would consider the main campground, and then each campground has, a lot of the times we'll have day use area. So we have Miller Peninsula day use, so that's beautiful that we're able to access that. And then, but there's so many other campgrounds that have small little day use areas, not just overnight facilities. But we have about 7 retreat centers across the state. And then we can also offer this at the campgrounds too. A lot of our state parks have group camps, and so some kids might want to sleep in a tent. So it doesn't necessarily, if we for some reason we can't use Ramblewood, we always have
you've got another spot you can go.
Mm-hmm.
You tailor these programs. You kind of mentioned this. So as you start making contact with these groups of youth or youth groups, if you will, you start kind of asking them questions as to what they, what's driving them, what might interest that particular group.
We do, yes. Like, so with the Boys and Girls Club, when I was speaking with Tessa Jackson yesterday, she was saying that, fire building and shelter building would be really cool for their kids to get to learn. So my plan is I have a list of like different activities they can do, and then they all show it to them, and they can ask their kids, hey, what would you guys like to do on this trip? And they get to tailor their trip to them. And I would also love if any of your listeners, for volunteers of anyone who knows like wilderness, first aid, painting, any kind of special skill that they're able to offer. I would love for them to contact me and see if they're able to come and teach a class, to the youth, depending on their availability.
Excellent. All right. And that's, can I give this number? 683-4235. That's probably the best number, your office
that's
number?
Our office number.
Okay. Yeah. 360-683-4235. If you want to get in touch with Stacy and say, hey, I can do painting. I can do, all sorts of things. About you, I mean, how is this a different tack for what you normally have been doing in the parks?
It is. So I've been I've been a ranger for 3 years this April.
Yeah.
So I the first year I kind of just got this idea at the very end, and it's just been driving it a lot of the time. So I do it a little bit each day. I work on it a little bit on little side work also doing my main job at the park.
Right. So this will change though for you, because as you mentioned, part of the match is the state parks is giving, putting your salary, part of it, towards doing this. So that moves you out of maybe doing some other things. I don't know. Or are you still having to balance your regular ranger duties, I guess?
I'm pretty good at multitasking, as my boss will say. I do, my normal ranger duties during the day, and then I fit this in when I can. So, and then some days or some hours are dedicated, just to this.
So going back 2 years ago, I mean, what gave you the inkling that I want to do this thing, I want to apply for this and get this going here?
Well, as I mentioned, we had been at one of the Sundays outside activities that we had for the weekend, and I just saw it, and I just saw these kids, like, huge smile on their faces because they had never kayaked before, and there were adults there too that had never experienced it before. So just getting to see them throughout the whole weekend, just be excited about everything, I was just like, I love this program. And then I think it was probably like a week or two later, an email came through about the grants that State Parks offers, and then so there was 2 of them, and I applied for both of them. I didn't receive the first one, but I looked at their notes that they gave me that the judges gave for the scores, and then I was able to fix my neck. When I did the next one, I applied all the things that they, had mentioned, and then I was able to receive it.
And you roared.
Yep.
Exactly. I can work that little acronym in there, which stands, that's the Rain Shadow Outdoor Adventure Retreat, which is what this whole program is called, and Stacy's got to put it all together. And you're just looking for volunteers at this point. It's kind of you and people that want to jump on board to help you as a volunteer. Is that, if I understand this correct?
Exactly, yeah. If they think they have a great outdoor skill that, the youth would love, I'd love for them to contact us. We're also, of course, looking for monetary and equipment donations, and really any donation helps. Even $5 will help, get the kids out here. So
what an exciting thing. Congratulations. And persistence paid off. And I think this is great. And it sounds like what a fun opportunity for not only local kids, but kids from elsewhere around the state too. So Stacy Coltrane, thanks for stopping by. We'll have to do an update and see how you're doing in a few months. All right.
Exactly. Yeah. Our next trip is at the beginning of April.
Okay. So. Very good. All right. The weather should be getting nice then, and all of that stuff. All right. Again, if you want to help out, you want to give a donation, you want to learn more about it, or if you maybe have a skill you could volunteer towards this, give Stacy a call. Give her a message at least at 360-683-4235 and inquire about the Rain Shadow Outdoor Adventure Retreat through Squim Bay State Park and places adjacent. And we'll take a break and be back with more on our program right after this.
This is the Todd Ortloff Show on Newsradio KONP.
We're the talk of the peninsula. Newsradio KONP, Port Angeles Squim, FM 101.7 and 101.3.
a Radio Pacific station.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The State of the Union is a tradition dating back more than a century when the president is invited to address a joint session of Congress. And this year, the divide seemed deeper than ever. ABC's Mary Bruce explains.
This is a pivotal moment for President Biden, and this White House and his campaign know it. President Biden, now with the general election kicking off tonight, has to sell skeptical voters on his accomplishments and show the American public that despite those concerns about his age, he is up for 4 more years on the job.
It has been 5 months since Hamas carried out deadly attacks on Israeli villages, along with taking more than 100 hostages, including Americans. Talks remain stalled on a ceasefire and hostage release deal. Tonight, President Biden also expected to announce a military mission to build an emergency port on Gaza's coast to deliver aid. ABC's Karen Travers has more.
They say that the forces that are needed to complete this mission are already in the region or will be heading there soon. A senior defense official says this operation is not going to require American troops to be on the ground. And they later said that the U.S. military has unique capabilities and can do things from just offshore.
In Michigan, witness testimony began today in the involuntary manslaughter trial of James Crumbley, the father of convicted Oxford high school shooter Ethan Crumbley, who killed 4 classmates in 2021. ABC's Trevor Ault is outside court.
While the prosecution is laying out how terrible this was, the terror that was caused by this shooting, it should be noted that the defense does not dispute that in any case. In fact, we heard the defense attorneys in their opening remarks say this was a terrible thing. They would never try to argue that. But what they say is that James Crumbley had no way of knowing his son was going to carry out this massacre, and that school officials did not know it either.
The mother of the shooter, Jennifer Crumbley, was convicted on similar charges last month. Jobless claims unchanged last week. 217,000 Americans filing for first-time unemployment benefits. You're listening to ABC News.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief